2025 is going to push each and every one of us in our own personalized little gift baskets how to take action, release what no longer serves us, and really connect more with our creation. It's going to look different for each and every one of us, but I've been guided this year to talk about the different elements of our earth and connect it to, obviously, spirit by helping you improve your intuition every week, but also to how we can connect with these elements in our everyday life through the energy that it brings, through our growth process, motivation, the way we take action, the way we live, and through the literal essence of what it brings for our survival and for life. So there's a lot of goodies coming at you this year. Every quarter, as some of you guys that are returning may know, we're going to be talking about a different element. And so, of course, we're still on the energy of fire, the element of fire for Q1. And in March, we're not going to be diving into that as literal. I was looking at the syllabus for next month, and although it's still going to be linked to the fire element, it's not going to be completely talking about fire. It's actually going to be completely about the characteristics that are linked to that element and what that energy brings. So a lot of goodies. I want you guys to stick around. And if you're new here, my name is Yasmine. I'm a psychic medium, an energy healer, and I'm really a believer in just kind of going with the flow with this thing. Like, I decided to create School of the Ascending 2 years ago because my guides kind of pushed me to do that, and I felt a connection to have an online school, and I didn't know what it would look like, and they were bringing forth, their own version of the syllabus. If you're wondering who I'm talking about when I say they, I'm talking about the archangels that I work with, the saint angels. So specifically Archangel Sandalphon. That was so cool. I just looked up and it said 144, which is the mission number of mine, and thank you so much. And Archangel Michael. So yeah, different angels come through, and of course sometimes there's other beings, but I don't really channel extraterrestrials, not yet at least, but I do have connection to them and invite that opportunity if it's connected to my mission. But right now, I want you all to feel as connected as possible through the growth and the change and the evolution that's occurring this year, as within, so without. So there's going to be a lot of changes happening on the outside, and it's so important to really kind of get back to center, root to yourself. This is pure connection to science, to survival, okay? And if you want to know more, just watch the previous videos because it speaks for itself. We're talking about things that are relevant to the fact that you're alive and able to be alive right now, the fact that you have certain things in your life are because of these elements, and also just the fact that they are not only physically linked to the literal aspect of how it exists in our society, but also through the energy that it provides in fueling these different characteristics of our life, and the way that we connect with empowerment, our personal power, and our vitality. So the fire energy and the sacral chakra conversation is the main conversation for today. And the reason is because there is that connection. Even though the sacral chakra is ruled by the water element, it's governed by the water element. Like, for example, when a woman is about to give birth, she literally says her water breaks. This chakra, this energy center, is linked to sensuality, pleasure, also creativity, vitality, willpower, life. But it's also connected to that pregnancy, the birthing of something new. You don't have to be a woman to kind of connect to that sentiment. In life, when you want to birth something new, it takes something to burn down for the phoenix to rise from the ashes and be born again. So that link is there for you, and hopefully that kind of makes sense. The element of fire is both constructive and destructive. So it's constructive in the sense that it fuels ambition, it creates motivation, contributes to change, transformation, taking action, right? Leadership. But it's also destructive in the sense that it can cause burnout, aggression, pain, loss. And so there's that two side of the coin to this element, and every element provides that. Fire energy within this chakra can manifest as creativity, passion, the drive to create oneself and express oneself. When the sacral chakra is balanced, it fuels confidence, healthy relationships, and the ability to embrace joy. There's different tools that I want to share with you guys on how to balance the sacral chakra, so that way you can use the element of fire and connection with that chakra, that energy center, to your benefit. So I'm just going to kind of read off some of the examples that I've researched and have for you guys. First, you want to embrace creativity. We've talked about that a few times in this video. Embrace creativity and expression. You want to stay energized, prevent stagnation, dance, walk, move your body. The more that you move, okay, the more that energy is able to flow through you. The fire energy needs to not be overwhelmed and to be able to express itself healthily. So in order to do that, and we each carry that energy within us, we've got to move our body, and that way things don't become stagnant, And in other words, it doesn't manifest later on into some sort of illness, because that does happen. Part of that creativity and self-expression is the playfulness, okay? So it's important to have a structure to your day, of course, to have a routine set in place, especially if you have certain responsibilities to kids or pets or to yourself, to your lifestyle. But it's also important to include spontaneity, right? So the playfulness is part of that embracing creativity, embracing self-expression, right? Is to be able to have that sense of playfulness, spontaneity, prioritizing, making sure that you have a daily time for play, or that you allow yourself to be spontaneous every once in a while. That is a very important one. I felt like Spirit in that moment wanted me to kind of focus on that point, and I think that is going to be very helpful and necessary for 2025, especially as I'm hearing things may seem more morbid on the outside, but it's really not the case in the biggest picture is what I'm hearing. Okay, so the third point, breathing exercises and meditation. So funny, because when I was researching this, I was like, this is weird. I literally was thinking about this randomly today during my workout. So fire breathing, I've tried it once. I personally didn't like it, but it's a real thing. I wrote down the word here, Kapalbhati. So it's basically like inhaling very forcefully and exhaling, really breathing into that abdomen, forcing that air out, you know, putting some sound and true heavy deep breath behind that exhale is what I'm hearing. Visualizing a warm orange flame. Visualize the flame at your abdomen growing brighter and brighter and expanding as you inhale and exhale. You can feel like as it's growing brighter that anything that is not serving in that energy center, any debris, any blockages, any lack of creativity, or anything that's stagnant or stifling your playfulness is going to get removed, shined away. Next point, use of heat and warmth. Heat therapy, warm baths, hot stones, being in the sun, sunbathing, okay, that is all a wonderful way to create with the sacral energy. It's very important when you want to balance that, your fire energy, again, the energy that we all have, and connect that to your sacral chakra so that there's more opportunities that flow your way, more doors that open, you feel more creative, you don't feel stagnant, there's more flow, okay? You guys get my gist? You've got to be aware, and some of that is about self-reflection. So be mindful of desires and emotional triggers and healthy boundaries. Fire energy relies on a space that allows that brightness to shine, which means that there needs to be healthy emotional boundaries that are set. And the final point, practical tool here, is obviously physical activity and movement, specifically dancing, hip movement. So even though that kind of connects with the first point, which is a nice little wrap up, I did see that hip movements is related to the sacral chakra, because the sacral chakra is located in the hip region. So, and like, you know, hula hooping, moving your hips. I saw belly dancing as an example, dancing, anything that allows you to use your hips, hip hinging, working out, any of those RDLs or hip thrusts, that helps with your sacral chakra. Ladies, that helps with your pelvic floor too, which is part of the sacral region. It helps you with igniting that passion, that creativity. It's important to remember that there is a connection in everything that we do and everything around us, and it is not that deep every single day, but like our connection to everything is that deep. And so there's two sides to every coin. Live it, see both sides, have fun with both sides, and enjoy the beauty that comes from this new knowledge that is blossoming in your life. Because 2025, I'm telling you, it's going to bring a lot more of that interpersonal experience for yourself. And that's just because I think it's just the energy of this year and the Mars energy coming through, ignition for us to change things, to find the fire, find the passion, and fuel our desires, fuel our creativity in an emotionally healthy way that pleases us. So yeah, just wrapping it all up in a nice little bow for you guys. Thank you so much. I hope that you received value from this video and today's messages. And until next time, collective, go and grow.